Hey, everybody, it's Ken Compton with the Savvy Inspector, and Coach William and I didn't have anything to do today, so we thought we'd just make a few videos about the workshop.
Perfect. Let's do that.
Welcome. Anyway, I want to ask you a question. Do you think the home inspector trainees get the inspection thing easier or the report writing thing easier?
Definitely, I'd say the report writing is the hang up. Most my experience has been that the on-site physical inspection of the home, they take to that much easier. Seems like folks are more interested in that, of course. The report writing, to get that consistent throughout the firm, is the challenge. And it just takes more time to get used to that program.
So you know what happens is we understand that. We've understood it for years. And so we have taught the Savvy Inspector clients how to automate that part of the training. And William, has that made a big difference for you?
Huge difference. It consists of them doing stuff on their own time that allows them to move forward without you being there, holding their hand.
That's right. And here's one of the things I like about it too. Coach Williams got, 9 guys and he continues to grow. And every time you bring in a trainee, does he want to say the same thing over and over? Why not automate this thing and let the systems take over?
Exactly. And that's what we've done. And it makes a heck of a difference. So, and it keeps that training period as short. The more time it takes to get them out there, the more you've gotten invested. So the quicker return on your investment is the quicker you can get them out there. So as much of this can be automated, especially if they can do on their own, without you having to be involved, just makes it all, expedites the whole process.
All right. Now I know that you're way nicer than old Ken. He doesn't pay anybody for training ever, but you kind of have a flexible mindset on it. Let's talk about that, because I don't think that's a bad thing.
All right. Well, I'm glad to hear you say that. But everybody's got their own process, or should have. For me, just living in reality, I guess, it kind of depends. And not that I wouldn't want to say, here it is, this is the way it is. But it kind of depends on that person's situation. Look, this is going to be a process that's going to take, usually 50 inspections or less, more if you don't quite get it. But there's a time that we're going to have to spend here doing this where you are going to have some kind of supplemental income. So if the person the example I gave you in the last video, a fellow's coming on that is going into retirement. And so he's not, in a critical financial situation. So I won't pay him anything for our training process. But on the flip side of that, if I've got a younger man who's got a wife and kids to feed, and I can, cover his gas and lunch, or I have done as much as $25 per inspection through the training process, then I'll do that. So it depends on that person's situation, my situation, how badly do I need them to get them up and going. So with all those things considered, I may or may not pay. And I hire each individual person based on their situation and my situation for how bad I need them. So now I know some of the members have great success, saying, hey, I'm not going to charge you for training. So so that's one of the advantages of working for us. You get trained for free, and that's a great concept. But there's just the fact of the matter is, reality, that's not going to work for everybody. In my area anyway, people need to eat while they're training. So I have to deal with that.
Exactly. And one of our clients in the Texas area, one of the things they said is everybody else is charging for training. And here's what's going to happen is, because we think you're a great candidate, we're going to waive the fees for training. So you kind of have to approach it differently in each one. I've got a client, William, you and I both work with him, and he's in the Boston area. And what happens is he's found a very good candidate. And when I talked with him on the last call-in day for our Accelerator Roundtable members, what happened was he is actually going to pay $500 a week for training. Now, he has a big, high average inspection fee because he feels like then his candidate will come into the office, do all these things, and not feel bad about it. Okay, not only inspections, but other training, things that you need to know. And so he's paying $500 a week, and he asked me what I thought about it. I said, if it works for you, it works for me. Because not everything is perfect. It's not everybody can train for free. And the candidate that he has is a lady. And when I looked at her profile, it was stellar. She's a commercial electrician, so she knows tons of stuff. And that was the right comp program for him.
Nice. Yeah, I could see that. I love the we're not going to charge you for training. I've never thought about a salary like that. I guess if I was going to go that route, which sparks something for me, if you go that route, I'd make sure that that this is what's expected of you day one, day two, or during these hours, and so that you are definitely not just paying somebody $500 and they wouldn't following through. So I think there again, back like in our last video, having this process laid out in writing so that everybody understands what's expected of them.
Right. And I'll tell you, William, what I've recommended to a few of our clients over time, and you know this because you work with them too, and that is, let's just take our friend Carlos in the South Florida market. That's a very large condominium market. Okay. And he can teach those individuals, the new recruits, how to inspect condos very quickly. Okay, so they're up and they've got the condo piece down. So what he does, he gives them one condominium in the morning and pays them. And then what happens is he does a home inspection training with them on a single family dwelling in the afternoon. And the same way, let's think that if you had, I have a client here in Georgia, lots of them, but this particular one does lots of mold and radon. So his trainee was able to do some mold and radon inspections to supplement some income, get some income during the training program. And that worked very well. So you have to be somewhat creative.
Right. And same here, that I have to bring the guys in sometimes into the office to help do stuff. So I've even had them answer the phone so they get a feel for that as well. So yeah, I think, it depends again on your situation and that candidate situation. How good of a candidate are they? How bad do you want them? And it's like I tell the Savvy members when we have this discussion, it's an investment. It's an investment that what are you willing to invest to get this person? What kind of a return do you see them bringing you? So it's not about the investment, right?
Right. It's definitely about the return. But I will tell you this: we had a client. We still have them. Been with me from the day we opened the door. They pay a lot of money to trainees, and a lot of them don't come out of the training program. And I just was opposed to that from the beginning. And that's why I said, the only people pay to train is the military, and we're not it. We are providing these people with skill sets that they can get out on their own and make, up to $175,000 a year. I mean, there's got to be some skin in the game on their part, right?
I agree. And that's we'll be sharing, I'm sure, our training program at this breakout session. And I'll just let you know, a lot of the Savvy members who caught this at the last workshop, I've gotten really, really great feedback about how well this program is working for them as well. So, and we were just approached by a class, a nationwide class here that is struggling with infield training for the folks who attend their school. And we may quite likely become the infield trainers for that company, which would be a beautiful thing. Not only would we have top choice of candidates for our firm, but it would help me expedite our candidates now, because it's one of the biggest hangups for us beyond the schooling, initial online schooling, what have you, is trying to get that required. I think it's required 12 hours here in this state of infield training, and nobody supplies it. So again, having a good training program is very important. Beyond what the 12-hour training that these classes provide, you need your own training for your company, because you do things your way, and that's the way you want everybody else in your firm to do them. So again, setting up that consistency and report writing and what have you is very important.
It is. And William, some of the breakout sessions we have repeats of because they're always full, and recruiting, hiring, and training seems to be on the mind of most home inspectors today. So we will have some repeats. So if you can't get, if that class is full, please know that we will have some repeats of the most important classes so that you can get everything you want.